Welcome. My name is Brandon. Please join me on this tour of Mariner Business Center in Superior, Wisconsin. If you have been following my channel, then you will know that this is my first video outside of Minnesota. I think you're in for a real treat. Is it also my first non-mall video? No. I do want to get this out of the way, that despite what you are about to see, this place is not technically dead, at least if you calculate a dead mall by occupancy percentage. Normally I start out with an introduction of a mall's history, and maybe the history of the town in which it is located. I'm going to do that later. I am also going to cut the music and narration for the next minute or so. I really want you to get the vibe of this place. Also, pretend you have just read this review on Google Maps. Stopped here with my husband who grew up in the area. No stores left. We were asked what we were doing and asked to leave when we mentioned Pokemon Go. The man that asked us to leave was very rude. I was on guard after reading that review. And on that note, I will be back in about a minute. It sure is easy to hear footsteps coming when the place is so quiet. If you listen closely, you will hear people talking. Are one of them the man who kicks out visitors? Okay. Sick of the squeak of my jacket and the clomp of my shoes? Me too. Let's cue the music. There we go. And before I get to the mall's history, I should say that I was not kicked out of Mariner, so my thoughts on the way management handles visitors is not personal. Superior, Wisconsin was incorporated in 1854 and had a population of nearly 12,000 residents in 1890. By 1910, the population had nearly quadrupled to 40,000. Unfortunately, that was its peak. The population has been declining and dipped below 27,000 residents in 2020. Across the border is Duluth, Minnesota, Minnesota's fourth largest city with a population of 86,000 residents. The two towns are sometimes referred to as the Twin Ports. I went to college in Duluth. Superior was the place you went to when you really, and I mean really, wanted a night out. In the early 2000s, people told me that there were more bars than one could crawl in a night. Until 2001 or 2002, Minnesota bars closed an hour before Wisconsin bars, so people would rush over the bridge for a final hour of drinking. I remember seeing a sports car whose driver had managed to drive their right wheels onto a guardrail and was stuck at a 45-degree angle off the road. Let's move on to Mariner's history. Mariner opened as Mariner Mall in 1980. Why Mariner? Probably named after all of the boat traffic from Lake Superior. The mall was built by Western Properties Joint Venture 1. Early anchors were JCPenney, Prangies, Prangi Way, and a movie theater. Prangies was a department store, while Prangi Way was its discount store sibling. Yonkers moved into the Prangi space in 1992 after Yonkers purchased the department store division of H.C. Prangi Co. Prangi Way was closed and sliced into a hallway with smaller tenants. Hey, what's going on? The fountain's flowing again. Well, we're back in 2018, thanks to footage from Vincent Deggendorfer. He filmed Mariner during its last year as Mariner Mall. We can see the full hallway ahead toward Yonkers, and then we're going to head down the hallway of what was once Prangi Way. Here we go down it now. I have a link in the description to Vincent's original video if you want to watch the entire thing. In addition to this hallway footage that he allowed me to use, he filmed Mariner at night. Now that Mariner closes at 5:45, you would have to visit in December to see Mariner in the dark. Returning to Mariner's history, in 1995, Western Properties sold Mariner Mall to Quality Investments, who still run Mariner today. JCPenney left the mall in 1998. That same year, 39 retail spaces were vacant. JCPenney was later replaced by Iron River Sports, and then other businesses. Mariner has not had a good history. It was not built on any of the major roads through Superior. Also, people were willing to drive a mere 15 minutes away to the larger Miller Hill Mall in Minnesota, where there was no sales tax on clothing. Reviews on Mariner's Google Maps page say that the mall was never full, even in the 1980s. Management saw the writing on the wall and decided to do something about the mall. In early 2019, they rebranded Mariner Mall to Mariner Retail and Business Center. I apologize, I'm going to rant for a little bit. I am perfectly fine with malls changing into business centers or medical centers. Owners who care about their property do what they need to do to survive. What I don't understand is why Mariner's management is so aggressive in kicking people out. To counterpoint, Faribault Town Square in Faribault, Minnesota is an old mall that is now completely offices. Madison East Center in Mankato, Minnesota is a mix of retail, college, churches, and medical offices, but they openly welcome mall walkers. It just boggles my mind why they just don't want people in here. Even if they just said, hey, you know what? We don't want people wandering the hallways because of construction or manufacturing tenants, that'd be one thing. But just saying, oh, no, we're a business center, we can't have people in here. It's like, well, you can. You just choose not to. Oh well, that's just my little rant. It's just a shame because just look at this wonderful old mall. Again, I was not kicked out myself. I think I'm just more upset reading people's comments on other YouTube videos or on mall Facebook pages talking about people who were kicked out just for walking around. So why did I say that Mariner is not dead? Looks pretty dead from this footage, right? There were people in Mariner, but they were business people doing business. I only saw 2 people walking the hallways, both booking it to tenants. There were also a lot of children playing on the playground at the north end of the complex and doing activities near the Mexican restaurant. Mariner has been courting all kinds of businesses, and it is paying off. Tenants include a call center, childcare, a Messianic Jewish synagogue, and manufacturing businesses. Husky Energy has moved into the former Yonker space. Several empty tenants have random things in them, such as a motorcycle and a model train set, because people are using the space for storage. I wonder if the old hot dog stand is available. I could use it for my Oscar Mayer collection. I'm kidding. Maybe I could, though. Mariner still looks like 1980 inside, because management is frugal with their money. Instead of dumping millions into the place to update its internal appearance, management is spending it on external appearance and construction. An article from April 2021 states that the business center is renovating the 23,000 square foot theater to remove its slanted floor. So, despite my warnings, if you feel that you must visit Mariner, I would recommend going through the same door I did and then beelining it to the Sears. I feel sorry for the locals who used to walk the hallways for exercise. Heck, there is still a sign encouraging mall walkers to join a fitness club. As a Minnesotan, I often visit malls in the dead of winter for exercise. Now, Superior residents have to drive 15 minutes away to mall walk. So that's it. No Hollywood ending. Mariner, as a mall, is no more. But I have something. How about a twist ending? What? How can there be a twist? You ever see the movie Contact? A spoiler alert for a movie that came out in 1997. A scientist is about to enter a device to travel to an alien world when a religious fanatic blows it up. The twist is that a rich man had built a second device, and Jodie Foster's character gets the opportunity to try it out. What does this have to do with Mariner? Mariner has a twin! Nearly 300 miles east, on the complete opposite end of Wisconsin, in the town of Marinette, is Pine Tree Mall. And it's still a mall. Pine Tree even had a JCPenney and the 2 Prangy stores in the exact same locations. However, Pine Tree's theater was not attached to the mall. Sears, a full Sears looks like, sat in the equivalent spot of Mariner's restaurant and theater. Instead of slicing up Prangy Way, Yonkers was moved from the original Prangy's location to the former Prangy Way location to make way for a Walmart. If you can get to Pine Tree, go! More and more of the internal mall is being torn down for external-only tenants. Unfortunately, this is where our story ends. I have not made the 300-mile trek to Pine Tree, so I do not have any comparison footage, but others have filmed the mall. It is open to the public as of September 2021. Hey, tell you what, if you pay for my gas and lodging, I'll drive to Pine Tree and yell at you to leave the mall. Just kidding. Do you have good memories of when Mariner was a mall? Do you have bad memories? Were you kicked out of Mariner for your curiosity or urged to revisit your childhood? Please share your stories in the comments. I apologize for not filming the front of Mariner. As you can see, the front parking lot was torn up with construction. I was paranoid that I would be ratted out by someone working outside. By the way, the fence is a permanent addition to keep Husky's large vehicles separated from the childcare and neighboring medical center. As I mentioned earlier, Mariner was not built on a main road, so the most recent photography from Google Maps is from the year 2011. I am going to leave you here with the remaining outdoor footage. Thank you for joining me on this tour of Mariner Business Center. I hope you have a great day. Take care.